Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's the week one recap of fantasy football. Oh,
Harsh
really?
reality.
Oh, what a weekend. We squeezed in an episode at the last minute. Scott's been busy. I've been busy, but we jumped in there. We got it done on Saturday. We got it posted on Saturday night just so we could have a record to go back to hold ourselves accountable for what we saw happening in week one, which is, we always say, week one is a mirage. It's not like the rest of the season. And really, that's what this episode is going to be about. Looking at the results and saying, is it a mirage or is it a window into the future? And there's a lot of mirage, and there's a lot of windows. There's a lot of things I think we're going to be able to count on. There's a lot of things I don't think you can count on at all. So, but let's just start out really quickly and go over our predictions that we nailed or failed. Let's go through nailed or failed, and I will start out. I'll start out with a nailed, which my big nailed of the week, of course, was Aaron Rodgers being a must start in Pittsburgh. I gave a very lengthy, dramatic monologue selling you on the idea of Aaron Rodgers, and then we both got on DraftKings and quickly drafted a
We did. You
DFS
talked
lineup
me
with
into
him.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
talked me into it.
And he delivered. He absolutely delivered. He was cheap as dirt.
Four
Four touchdowns.
touchdowns.
And I think what was he like 2,400 or something on DraftKings? He was
No, not
very
2,400, but he was in like the four, like he was like 44, 45. He was very
okay. It
low.
was very cheap. It was very
He
inexpensive
was less. He was
for a
less than I
quarterback.
think both of the New Orleans quarterbacks. Like he was way down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Way below Bo Nix, way below all those guys. So
that's another
really,
victory lap that we could both take from the quarterbacks episode, which I don't know if it ever came out or not.
it never did.
But
We never published
But you
the
know what?
quarterbacks
You know
episode.
what? But we talked about it. We
Yeah.
did. There's no record of it. But we were like, I don't know why Bo Nix is ranked so high and Jordan Love is so low. We
Yeah.
said these things, and they were there. They are there, but you don't get to see it.
Okay, let's hit
Anyway,
it. Big nailed for you.
I think it's hard to pick just one. Uh, I've got a list. Let me see. Um, oh yeah, I like this one because we had a good conversation about it. I said you must sit Tony Pollard because he's going to get a lot of volume, but he's not going to get any production.
Right. I mean, he was
And
going up
after,
against the Denver defense, so that was to be
right,
expected. And both of those things turned out to be true.
yep.
But I mean, he's one of those guys. I mean, if you started him, you definitely. I mean, if you were using him as one of your RB1s or twos, then you obviously win zero RB on the wrong season. But I mean, that was very much to be expected.
Well, we both nailed one that was the same. We both got Ricky Pearsall a
Yes,
must start. We
must
had him
start.
as a must start. He scored 19.8 points, but didn't score a touchdown, and that's not going to happen next time. Like he
Yeah,
missed
no,
it
the
by a
volume.
yard.
We talked about it specific. I was very high
Yeah,
on the fact that Jawan Jennings was banged up, and he was banged up again in game, and
yeah.
and
But did you see how many targets Jawan Jennings got?
he did. He would listen. He was looking real good right up until that shoulder, which a shoulder thing. I don't think you have to sweat too much because it's not his legs. So long as he can just catch that
I,
ball, I mean,
I mean,
but
you
you
don't
do
catch the
land
ball.
on
You don't
you.
catch the ball with your legs, but you do use your shoulders. So I think it does matter.
You're right. You may have a point there, but
Yeah.
we were both very high on Ricky Pearsall, and he delivered
Yes.
quite admirably. I said you had said, now this is a nailed failed split
Yeah.
where
Who
you
nailed
had
it?
said wide receiver, the rookie
Oh,
wide receivers were going to announce their presence with authority. And I said, no, they won't, except for maybe one. And I said, I wasn't sure which one most likely would be Emeka Egbuka, whereas you were, it is definitely Emeka Egbuka. And it did, of course, turn out to be Emeka Egbuka, but I was right in that all the other rookies ate
yep.
ass.
Yes. They didn't eat ass. They had decent production, but they did not all go nuts. Like Golden ate ass. He's the one
Yes.
I thought had the best opportunity. Well, he had one target.
Yeah.
He caught it, but yes, you were right. I failed. You nailed it.
All right, let's continue. Go ahead.
How about this one? This one is my favorite because this one was crazy week one prediction. I said Isaac Tesla
Yeah.
would finish with more fantasy points than Jamison Williams.
That was,
And he
and
did.
I didn't
One
buy it
catch.
for 1 second.
One catch was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was better than Odell Beckham's catch. I mean, it was, look, there were so many great things. DeAndre Hopkins' catch was kind of freaking amazing too. But
Yeah.
anyway, I digress. His one catch was for a touchdown. He got 8.8 points. I didn't look at how many targets or whatever Jameson Williams had, but he finished with 6.6. So nailed it.
Well, you didn't get the touchdown. So there you go.
Nope.
I
He
had
didn't.
said, I had said, don't be surprised if Ashton Genty starts out slow.
You did.
And because the Raiders suck. And as great as he is, it's like McCaffrey on Carolina. They're great, but the team sucks. And I don't see that changing much, but I mean, 12 points, respectable, not what you want. You
Didn't
want
Oakland
16.
didn't Oakland win? I mean, Vegas.
Yes,
Wow.
Vegas did win.
That was old. Oakland.
I said San Diego last week and Redskins. So
oh no, we're old. We've been doing this a long time.
But he did start slow. 12 points, not amazing. The rushing that's because he got a touchdown. He had and again, talk about starting slow, 39 yards on 19 rush attempts.
Yikes.
That is not what you want to see out of somebody with that much hype behind him. But still got the touchdown. Exactly, still got the touchdown, which you're going to know he will be the goal line choice each and every time that he's in the game. So 12 points, respectable, but still a slow start.
Yep. What did I say? I said that Caleb Johnson was a must sit.
And I had said
I
said he was a start.
You said he was a must start.
Yeah.
And I said he was a must sit.
Yes.
And then here's what's up. If you had played Joe Mixon instead of Caleb Johnson, who is not playing Joe Mixon, you would have done better.
Yes.
He finished with negative.
He had one carry for negative yards.
Negative 2 yards.
Negative 2 yards, yeah. So that is good. But by the same token, yes. I believe somebody declared Kenneth Walker was going to be
that's on my sale.
RB1.
Trust me, I own it.
Oh, yeah, RB1.
Yeah, that was
somebody else said, I have a feeling. I've been hearing all the rumblings, so I took a wait and see what's going to be a 50-50 approach. And it was very much a 50-50. And not only that, but the goal line touch went to Charbonnet.
And let's face it, Charbonnet looked better out there. Like, I didn't expect that. I knew he was good, and I've seen him. He looked like maybe he leveled up or something.
I think that's what everyone else was seeing in training camp, that he just looks better. And you got to admit, Kenneth Walker has hurt his ankle, every single season, and Charbonnet hasn't. And eventually that kind of wear and tear affects your speed, your agility, and it shows in training camp, apparently. And so
it showed up on this first game. I thought it was going to be pretty easy. I thought that San Francisco's defense was kind of porous for the run, but they were okay. They were better than they were last year.
An improvement. Yeah, there would be a massive. This is not the same defense as last year because they got back
Robert Saleh. Yeah, you were absolutely right.
And he shaped them up. They looked very good, aggressive, working as a unit. They looked very good. And they were playing in Seattle. So to walk out of there with the win was no small feat.
Especially with all of their players gone. And I mean, that I will say that they should not have won. That was the luckiest. That stuff at the end. They won, but that was like, I think his eyes were closed when he threw that ball.
It hit.
It did.
And Sam Darnold does not look great. So
seeing ghosts, starting to see ghosts.
I don't know how that's going to play out there in Seattle. I don't have a lot of positive vibes in that direction.
Yeah, although Jackson Smith and Jigba was phenomenal.
He was, and I liked him. I said he'd be good. I said, don't worry about him. He'll be good, and he was. Yeah. He delivered.
Yep. So, he's the only one I could think of that I would actually want any at this point.
And another
maybe Charbonnet, And
another one of my whiffs was one of my fails was my RB1 of the week. My declaration was Bucky Irving. I thought he had a great matchup against Atlanta. Now, he gave you 14.5 points. Again, very respectable. But Derrick Henry. Derrick fucking Henry. I know we're limiting the cursing, but I need it right now. You know how I feel about this guy. And what a night. And what I believe has to be the best game of the year. Already in the books.
Clearly, it's the best game of the year.
I mean,
you mean the whole year
of the whole season?
Yeah, okay.
And easily one of the best games I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just fantastic. Everybody at the top of their game going bonkers. I loved it.
So, I mean, what did you see the fan pushing DeAndre Hopkins and did you see all that? Yes. Yeah, that was. I don't know. I love that
they didn't throw him out for pushing back though. They're like, no, that kid he got what he deserved. That's fine.
That guy should be barred from the state. Like I don't know what has happened, but that was.
He should be barred from attending NFL games for life.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's ridiculous. But anyway, that's how it is though. Buffalo, Baltimore. It's crazy. They've been jumping through tables all day. Getting ketchup and mustard. They're all hyped up and pumped up, and they start. This guy got a good ticket somehow. I don't know. You might know somebody close enough to start smacking the players around. That's how Buffalo like
that's generational season ticket holder type stuff right there. Yeah. To be that low to the ground over there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. His family is pissed because they probably just lost their season tickets.
Another one of my fails. I said Joe Burrow was a must start. Nope. 11 points. No,
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase combined for less than 16 fantasy points.
And here's the thing, it cannot be overstated. There's something about that Cleveland team when they play the Ravens, when they play the Bengals, when they play Pittsburgh. I don't care how bad that team is, they play them so hard. And
divisional.
And every year, but I mean, when you look at the talent disparity between the two, you think it doesn't matter this year. No,
well, it's just like that when Patriots were always
time.
But remember when the Patriots were just dominating with Brady for like a decade? Miami always sucked, and Miami always played them hard.
Somehow, always managed to play them hard, and usually beat them. Beat them.
And it was nuts, and everybody lost their minds. Although it happened every season, it's like we forgot, that for some reason. They play each other super hard. But yes, the Browns are like that. I feel bad for the Browns. They need a new kicker immediately, right?
Yes.
They need to get somebody. The Bills got one right away, and guess what?
Raider, game winner.
That dude is a hero right now.
Got off the plane, put on a uniform, went out there and won the game.
Didn't know the people's name. He didn't know his teammates' name.
He'd only been there 2 days.
Amazing. He was working out in a high school, right? And just filming himself and showing that, and just had it out there.
I have a feeling they were waiting for an injury, and Tyler Bass got injured, and the first call, hey, you need a veteran. Here he is, Matt Prater. He's the guys like that. And let me tell you something. Justin Tucker is somewhere out there getting massages, loosening up.
Yeah.
Loosening up, staying ready, one massage parlor at a time.
Right. I don't know if he's allowed, though, right? They waived him, so if he comes back, he's going to be suspended. He's never
I have no
suspended.
idea. I guess so.
So, he'll have to start on a commissioner's list and exempt until they go through all this, the 20 zillion
someone, yeah, I know.
It's very Deshaun.
And it's tough to bring him on without it being an emergency situation. Without it being like, we lost our kicker, we got nobody else, he's coming in.
The Browns have an emergency, and you know who else does?
Don't be surprised.
The Niners.
Don't be surprised. If someone calls him up and they're like, hey, second chance.
Could you see him as a Niner?
Dude, it would be just like the Niners to get Justin
Tucker. It would really help.
It really would. And it would really, they're the type of team that could set him straight. They'll give him a couple guys.
Straight, they could absolutely use a kicker.
They'll get some nice guys to massage him that will let him do whatever he wants. So
exactly.
They're like, go down there to the Castro district and go ahead and get massage.
Get your massage. Yeah.
Don't worry. They don't mind at all. They love it.
Right, exactly. Suddenly, he doesn't need massages as much as he
Yeah,
used to.
exactly.
Isn't
Suddenly
that
he's like, "No,
weird?
I'm cool."
No, guys,
Actually,
I got a Theragun.
we kid. Yeah, he's got a therapy. We kid. You know that he's never gonna do that ever again. Poor guy. He's
I
ruined.
mean, you would have thought that after the 21st. I guess it's the first time you get caught. That's when you stop
Now
caring.
I had said that Flacco was a must start because he tended to do well, especially in these games. 16.2, better than Burrow. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, better
he
than
he did,
Dak,
yeah,
better
better
than
than Dak,
Burrow,
better than a lot of guys.
better
So a
than
lot,
Goff.
yeah.
I mean,
Was he a must start? Maybe not, but if you did start him, you weren't miserable about it.
well, yep, as you well played. Okay, yeah,
Other
I can
guys,
see.
I said you could start Calvin Ridley. Now, I'll say this about Ridley: the opportunity was there.
Mhm.
I don't think anyone on that team was prepared for how full speed rocket arm Cam Ward actually is.
Right?
Because I was even with the eye test, I was like, whoa, like, boom. And they couldn't get their hands to stop the ball. And this happened over and over and over again. And I'm not saying that Cam Ward needs more touch. These were situations where he was zipping the ball because he needed to zip the ball. I'm
Yeah,
saying these guys in their lives, I don't think
have
have
not seen
ever
that.
seen a rocket like that before.
Well, we
And
know
then
Calvin Ridley hasn't. Look at his
right,
quarterback. He had Matt Ryan for a while, and
yeah,
then he had, I
and
mean,
then
he
and then Trevor Lawrence. So I
yeah,
mean,
you've never seen
watching
anything
this
like
guy
that.
rocket those balls, I was like, okay, give them another game or two, and the points are going to be there. The points
And
will
not
be.
to mention, he was running for his life the whole game. I mean, I thought they played very respectably. The Denver offense tried to lose, but that defense, I
That
mean,
defense is
it
just so
is
good, so
freaking
delightful.
crazy.
I love it.
Yes. Um,
Caleb Johnson, we already discussed that,
right, right.
and of course Waddle, who I thought was going to, but
Oh, here's a good fail. Yeah, I mean, well, that whole team failed. You didn't. Oh, yeah, we got to mention I nailed my lock of the week.
yes, let's go with yours.
Arizona
Talk
minus
about yours
six.
first.
Arizona minus six. They tried to alternate. It took the last second.
And I'm watching it going, oh my God, I knew they
There goes
wouldn't cover.
Vernon
I
because I
knew
put
they
100
wouldn't
bucks on.
cover. Yeah. And then you were making it. And then,
He caught it, but then they smashed it out of his hand before he could land in the end zone with like 3 seconds left. I was like, I can't believe this. They're going to go for two and they're going to win, or they're not. They're going to still lose by one, and I'm going to lose. And I just thought this was just the worst thing. And then they just found a way to blow it, which is great. But Arizona, I don't know. They looked. I mean, they did say Kyler had a cold or whatever, was feeling ill. I don't know, dude, but
I
they made
was
it closer
saying
than they
it.
should have.
I don't trust Kyler. I just don't.
So scary.
He is a world-class mirage
Yeah.
every year. And the
Yes.
first half, you're watching him going, ooh. And then the second half, you're like,
But we were both impressed with Marvin Harrison Jr.'s play. He
listen,
looks like he's
yes, I was,
faster,
he
stronger.
was so disappointing last year that I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot cattle prod. But then he looked 2 touchdowns. He looked fantastic. Him and McBride are the silver lining. Connor did respectably well, but they are the silver lining in that whole outfit right now. Are those
It's
two
so
guys.
hard to trust those guys after they've bitten you, and you spent up on them. Like Brees Hall fell so far in all the drafts, like nobody wanted him. Like I took Braylon Allen on purpose, and didn't take we had many opportunities, but Brees Hall, I don't know, that may be a mirage, but I tell you what,
We'll bring up that name
uh,
in just a minute. Then let's talk. We'll definitely
he,
bring it up.
he's one of those guys too that fell super late, and you
Yeah,
said,
well, based on recent years' performances, there was every reason for him to fall. I mean,
and then he
last
bounced
year he
back
was in the top 3 picks and was garbage.
so bad.
So,
I kept him as my key. I think it was my first round. I had a keeper in the first round, and it was him because I had him late,
right.
and I was like late in the first round, and I had an
And
early
he's going
pick or
top
something, whatever it was.
three. Yeah.
I think, yeah. So I had a
He
late
was
first round
just
pick.
hot garbage last year.
Yes,
Now this year
terrible,
looks pretty
terrible.
good.
You're right.
So for me, my lock was Miami.
Yikes.
Look, I'm going to say it right now. Mike McDaniels isn't going to finish the season as head coach. He's just not.
Nor
I
should
mean,
he.
we talked about this. The problem here is you got a coach who is a fan. of the players.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid of him at all.
Right.
He's this
How can
little,
you be afraid of a coach that comes and asks you for your autograph?
yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
He's like, he's
Tyreek
like,
Hill, can I get your autograph? Yeah, sure,
yeah,
coach.
and he's a nerd. He's a nerd. He's a
Total
stats guy.
nerd.
He's a schemer.
Yeah.
He's making diagrams and here, play this,
Yeah,
They
they think
put him
he's
in
Moneyball. They
charge.
thought he was all Moneyball. They're all looking for the new McVay. Everyone's going to be like
Right.
McVay,
They're all looking for
and
the
it's
next
not.
Shanahan, the next McVay, the next, all the young guys and the LaFleur. And those guys all come from the same tree, the Shanahan tree, the McVay
Right.
tree. It all
Yep.
comes together. And so they're looking for that. And while he was obviously from San Francisco, directly the OC for Kyle Shanahan, but he's no kind of a head coach. There's zero discipline, zero drive, zero accountability. Everyone looked like they were just sleepwalking through the game. It was disgusting. 17.
Yeah, there's clearly no leadership
None.
coming from anywhere, right? They stripped Tyreek of his captain patch or whatever. Like, I don't know if that means anything. I mean, it might, but symbolically, I mean, it's like they really have no leadership, and what leadership they have, if they, it is flawed and needs to change. And
when
that's
you pull Tua and put in Zach
Wilson,
the games. So I was unfortunately, I thought on pure talent they'd be able to go in there and get that one. And
you were you were so shocked.
I was so shocked.
Pick them. How could this be a pick 'em? How could this be a pick 'em? The Colts are so terrible. And you know what? The truth is, they snapped a 13-year in a row losing streak of they've lost the first game of the season for over a decade.
So you could see.
Yes, I can. Of course
how
I can.
I was so certain that Miami, with all of that talent,
Achane, Hill, Waddle, and you're like, wow. And like those three guys should kill it. Like, who's going to beat me?
And Tua's great when he's healthy. It's not like he's
Tua.
not. And they were
Daniels.
Oh my God.
Josh Downs and Alec Pierce and all these guys. Michael Pittman looked really good. That connection was kind of awesome.
They stunk worse than the ground under a homeless person's encampment.
Wow,
that's bad.
That's pretty bad. Because I've had to, sleep in a couple of those in my time.
So bad. And I'm done with them. I'm not touching. I mean, I have to play Tyreek. I have him. He's as a wide receiver too. I have to continue to play him. But
I'm assuming you're hoping for one huge game so you can immediately try to unload him.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you this, I don't think that is a mirage. I think that is a window into this season. I really do. Whereas I do think the Colts week 1 performance is a mirage and not a window. I mean, Daniel Jones was the number 3 or 4 quarterback on the week. I don't see that continuing.
Can you believe that?
No.
Can you believe that?
Obviously I can't.
It is crazy. I mean, when you say that out loud, I'm like,
believe that.
That's true. That's a true story. That really is real.
So for me, that is a mirage.
Do you think, if we're speaking of mirages now, I'm curious. There's a lot of questions. Now I've got some questions. Was it a mirage that Justin Fields looked freaking awesome? Like really,
I'm going to say, here's the thing. I'm going to go on record as saying 50-50.
Yeah.
I think you can expect points from him using his legs, running in touchdowns on his own, vulturing shit, but he still can't pass.
But he scored 34 points against Pittsburgh.
I know.
It's 32 points against
week one. I will say he's not going to be getting 30 points. You're not going to be seeing that, but you will be seeing, I would say, 19 to 23 in there with consistency because of his run ability.
That's not too bad.
That's not bad. It's not bad. That's why I'm saying it's half window, half mirage.
Yeah, because to me, I thought, wow, if he's really this good, then he's not going to be like, he'll be getting 25 or like will be his floor. And if that's true, then, people are going to be clamoring for him. I'm sure he's on wires right now. Daniel Jones, Justin Fields. You know what? In fact, let me look at what I've got for that. Like, as long as we're talking about were they mirages, because it's all these Rodgers. Was Rodgers a mirage?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a week one mirage. He will float back down to earth and probably be terrible in a lot of games. That was for sure. I said all those factors, the revenge factor, the final season factor, the respect for the coach factor, all of these things were going to equal up to having him an incredible game. But I think it is a mirage. I think it's a classic week one mirage. I think he's going to drop right back down to the 12 to 15 point range real fast.
I think that was the second best game of the week. No, and what's crazy is we still have one to go tonight. I can't wait. We're going to see JJ McCarthy and
let's run
all
through
you Justin Jefferson people. Yes, but
let's run through some of these names. Zay Flowers turned in easily the best performance of his career.
Yep.
He 26 and a half fantasy points, 143 receiving yards, and a touchdown. I mean,
how many receptions was that for all those yards? It wasn't many.
7. But he's always been a deep threat, and he's a great runner when he catches the ball.
He's like
yes,
Debo.
They called him the human. Yeah, they called him the human joystick for a reason, and he's fine. We really saw it. What I've been waiting.
That was the reason.
For. Yeah,
I thought it was sexual. No, the human joy. Anyway.
So
hey, you swore.
Listen. I'm not mad at you because of the language. I'm mad at you because it was
a bad joke. It didn't land.
Yeah.
Maybe
26 and a half points, mirage or window?
Mirage or window for who? The
Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, the guy we're discussing right this second.
I think it's real. I don't think it's a mirage. I think he also is one of these guys that will level up. And I think that what was the most convincing for me to say this was that, with Isaiah Likely out, that Mark Andrews only got one target the whole game. Like, I was shocked at that, and I really expected a lot. Like him and Travis Kelce both.
Well, and I've got him on here too. Is Mark Andrews a mirage having that little production?
I mean, I sure hope so.
I hope so too, but I don't think so because his production is steadily. And once Isaiah Likely comes back, I feel like they're going to favor him in the passing game.
I feel like
I think it's a down year for him. I think, unfortunately, I think that's kind of a window into the future with him. With Zay Flowers, I'm going to go again with a split, but in a different way. I think it's going to be peaks and valleys. One week, 26, the next week, 9, the next week, 30, the next week, 6. I think it's going to be like
we call that Raheed Shahiding.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be quite as dramatic as Raheed Shahiding because his highs are separated by 4 games, whereas I think it'll be up, down, 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 up. I think it'll all be congruent, but I think it'll be very much like reading a heart monitor.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think about Keenan Allen? What do you think about that 16 points, the yardage, the TD?
Keenan Allen?
Yeah.
Do you mean Keon Coleman? Are we talking about Keon Coleman right now? Or Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen.
Oh, no. Okay, because I thought we were going to keep to that game for a minute, but that's cool. Keenan Allen, I think it's clearly not a mirage. It's until he gets hurt.
I totally agree. I think it's a window at who he could be this season. What about Quentin Johnston, who's going to be a hot name on the waiver wire?
Yes. Quentin Johnston, is that a mirage? Boy, I feel like it probably is. I can't imagine that we can get anything even close to this.
22 points, 5 or 7, 79 yards, 2 TDs. Ladd McConkey had a slow game. Ladd McConkey is going to come up. Quentin Johnston is going to go down. Keenan Allen is going to stay right where he is. I think the Ladd McConkey add is going to be the subtraction from Quentin Johnston. I think it is 1,000% a mirage.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman. Go ahead. You introduced
Keon Coleman. Name. I think this is, I'll tell you right now, I know we're not there yet, but if I need a wide receiver, that's my number 1 pickup. Over Hollywood Brown, over all the crap that's out there, all the hotness that's out there. Even if Debo's there, I might take him, but Keon Coleman with that offense and the way I saw that he's looking to him in key places and that he stepped up. He dropped a lot more of those last season than it was his first season, but he
still dropped a few last night too. A couple of big ones. He still had a little bit of the drop season, a little bit.
But he's getting better, and Josh still throwing to him, and there's a connection there, and he's getting open. He'll get better. He'll work on the jugs machine. You know what I mean? He'll get better at that.
I agree. I think it is. I think this might be his breakout season. We might I think it's definitely much more of a window than it is a mirage. I think he's legit.
Well, how about Kincaid? Is that a window or a mirage?
Window. Because
Window.
he's done this before. Last
True.
year was a down season. Season before
True.
that, he was amazing.
Yeah, his
So
rookie year.
right.
And
So
then off season. Yeah.
so I think he's back. I think his production yesterday was exactly what you're going to be able to see from him for this season. I think it's a strong window into who he is.
Do you think it's the same with Sam Laporta? Because that's like they both came in together. They both had great rookie seasons. They both had terrible, disappointing second years. And even though that game sucked for Detroit, Laporta got work. He got more work.
Here's why I think it's a window for Laporta as well. And that is because the OC has changed. And whatever they're doing isn't working, which means checkdowns, which means looking for the safety valve, which means Laporta, you're back in the game.
Gotcha.
What about, here's an interesting one. Kevin Boutte. Kevin Bout, I don't know. I think it's Boutte up there in New England.
Yeah.
Somehow came out, outshined Demario Douglas, although Demario got the touchdown.
Yes.
I mean, Boutte had 6 of 8, 103 yards. Now, Stephon Diggs, they obviously were letting him slowly work his way back in.
Right.
But is this a mirage, or is he now a solid number 2?
I got to be honest. It's impossible for me to. I can't guess. I really don't know. I haven't seen much of his tape. I don't know what his there's just not enough information that I have to make that call. And I will admit that was a game that I wasn't as focused on. I'm
watching it and I'm going, this guy's the new wide receiver 1. Now, that is pending Stephon Diggs' involvement ramping up and stuff like that. I think, for me, this is a very tough call because, again, he could be a great waiver wire pickup but I do believe he is going to force out Demario Douglas as the number 2 once Stephon Diggs is at full strength.
You do really think that? Wow.
I really do. That's what I saw yesterday. And the comfortability, the chemistry was there. 6 of 8. That's for 103. That shows me chemistry. I think it's a window into him being the wide receiver 2. And again, Stephon not being what he was, maybe Boutte kind of not a great wide receiver 1, but for that team may wind up by default being the wide receiver 1. I think he's something to consider.
I'm glad you said so. I'd go back and watch a little more of his work, but it does sound amazing. Those numbers are incredible. Game 1, I looked more at, I saw Drake a little bit, and I wasn't sure how I felt about him.
Oh, well, he's injured now.
Oh, Drake got injured? See,
in Atlanta? Drake?
No, Drake May, right? Isn't that?
Oh, Drake May. Oh, no. I was thinking of Drake London.
London Dave.
Drake London.
No, I know.
Although we do love you, London Dave.
We love you, London. You'll never watch it.
Okay. What about J.K. Dobbins? He got a real nice share, 16 carries.
Mirage.
3 yards, 1 TD.
Mirage.
I agree. Totally a mirage. It's slowly going to become RJ Harvey.
RJ Harvey's 150-yard run alone showed me that they're going to use Dobbins. They paid him some money, and that's great. And they're going to do what they need to do. And they're going to use him till his inevitable wheels fall off, and he'll be productive, and he'll get in the end zone, and he'll take the big hits at the beginning. He'll do great at the beginning of the season. Yeah. But RJ Harvey is he's a stud. That dude looked.
Yeah, I don't see good. 16 carries being the standard for the J.K. Dobbins. The workload standard for J.K. Dobbins this season. So I definitely say it's a mirage. Let's talk about this guy.
I was going to ask, speaking of workload, do you think that the workload for Christian McCaffrey will be the same? Did you see what they did to that?
32 touches.
That's ridiculous.
32.
How can you do that? Why would you?
But here's the thing. The answer is yes. They will continue to give him the touches until the wheels shoot off.
My God, but the wheels are already loose.
I need 4 games.
One down.
It got me into. And listen, I'm in 3rd place. You're in 2nd. The other Fart Box is in 1. So, which was a shocker, but he called it. I gave him credit. He called it. I didn't buy it, but he came out on top. You came out second. I came out third. Like, okay, all right.
And guillotine. But I don't think this week matters for some reason. Like, I don't know what, I don't
Well, you
understand what
can
they're doing.
rebuy during these first 4 weeks or something, or after the first
Yeah,
or
the
week,
first
the
couple of
first
weeks he's
cut.
got it
I
all
think the first,
weird.
because there's only 12 teams in 17 weeks, and it has
Yeah,
to come
so
down to 2 teams in week 16. So
yeah,
that's the first 4. Somebody can rebuy. I don't know. It's a whole
yeah, there
thing.
are rebuys for
I
us
think
at the
it's maybe
beginning.
the weeks 3 and 4 you can rebuy.
Yeah, but I think he's going to combine week 1 and 2. I think he said for the total points, and then the lowest of those 2
I
weeks
don't know.
combined.
It's out of control. It's
Whatever.
out of
Yeah,
control.
it is weird. But anyway, we don't have to worry about it. Is
We not
what
right now.
that's
We're
the
doing
point.
fine. We're definitely
We're
not
good.
at the bottom. We're good. So we just got to maintain, keep maintaining the steamroll that we got going. Garrett Wilson, a guy we've been waiting on him. And
I'm
now
afraid.
here
I
we
don't want
are,
to jinx it. I don't want to say it.
19 points, 7
yeah.
of 9. And I had said, because he was his college roommate, the chemistry was already built in. It should work, except for it being the Jets and Fields and Garrett Wilson. That's a lot of X factors in that statement. But he went out there, 9 receptions, but 95 yards and a tutty.
How many targets? Does it
Is
say there?
7 receptions on 9 targets.
Oh, 9 targets, 7 receptions. I mean, that's solid. A tutty, and it was a nice one. It was a good. It wasn't some easy, throw a little thing and there's wide open, and he just kept, like, you and I could have caught it. It was in a tight
You think,
window.
just
It was
say it,
nice.
tutty? Do you think it's a mirage or a window?
I'm so afraid because I don't want to jinx it. I want it to be real because it's the first time I've ever had him on a team. I've never really believed in him. But he
I
just
had
kept
him on
falling
a
in.
team last year and he sunk my season, right along with Jordan Love and CJ Stroud. I had 2 quarterbacks.
Oh,
I thought one of these guys is going to blow up. That's why I drafted Josh
brutal.
Allen first round this year. And last night I couldn't have been happier.
Yeah, baby.
I will say this. I think this is the way that Aaron Rodgers looked for Devontae Adams, the way that Dak Prescott looks for CeeDee Lamb, is exactly the way Justin Fields is going to look for Garrett Wilson all season long. This is absolutely a window into the future. And not just, I think this is closer to the floor than the ceiling. I think he's going to have 2 touchdown games on the reg. This guy's a
I
trade
hope you're
target.
right.
I just think that it's going to be like that kind of relationship where it's like, no matter what, where's Garrett? And he's just going to sail it that direction. I feel it's
Well,
a
I can see the argument, not against it, but for that being that, Garrett's he's never had any good passers. He's never had anybody, and if he has, they haven't really figured out how to use him or whatever. But
And the
it
worst part
feels,
was he did better with Zach Wilson than he did with Aaron Rodgers.
yes, which is not because Aaron would only look to Devontae.
Right.
Only look to Devontae.
Right. And now I think he has that relationship with Justin Fields, his old college buddy.
But I will say, I hope he's okay, because that hit at the end of the game that Ramsey knocked that ball loose, that looked bad. God, that looked like he looked like a rag doll. Nobody said he was injured or anything, but I'm like, dude, I know that left a mark. You know what I'm saying?
All right, listen, football, baby.
Right. True
what
that.
about, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said true that.
Yep.
Football.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. First round draft pick in almost every single league. 4 of 6 receptions, 45 yards, 6.5 points. Is it a mirage?
Obviously. Yeah.
Obviously. Well,
obviously. Do you know how many targets
and
how many receptions he had last year?
No.
He had, I think it was like 123 targets, and he caught 122 passes. That is one drop.
Well, he's already
over
got
100.
2. And here's the thing. He's already doubled it in game 1. Here's my concern. Here's the only thing that is very hard. And the easy answer is, of course, that's a mirage. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. People said that after Garrett Wilson. Sometimes you're like, he's quarterback proof. And then he's okay. What we have here is what we saw with Philly when they lost their OC and their DC, and then they sucked. Couldn't win a game down the stretch. Yeah. Okay. Now we're seeing the same thing right out the gate. This team, even on autopilot, could not produce. And I am concerned that this new OC and Jared Goff not being a real talent. I'm sorry. That's the
Oh,
truth.
whoa.
He
Ouch.
is a very good perfunctory. He's great at the mechanics of being a quarterback. No talent. Okay.
Okay.
He's like the Bill Pullman of quarterbacks.
And Bill Pullman had talent.
No, he didn't. He was a good actor, but no one was like, "Oh my God, what a performance by Bill Pullman!"
And I guess nobody. Where is he now? Is he alive, Bill Pullman?
Of course he is.
Okay,
Exactly.
well, yeah, that's a
Who
good point. Okay,
cares?
point made.
Thank you.
He's so
That is
talented. Where
Bill
is he? You
Pullman.
don't know if he's alive.
Jared Goff is the Bill Pullman
Yeah, all right.
of football of the NFL. And this movie didn't start out good, and I ain't got a lot of hope for it.
Well, I think it's clearly a mirage. We've seen it. If this was like
I agree. It has to be a mirage. It has to be.
And we've seen him do it year and year and year, in and out, like since he's come in the league.
He has talent. He has talent.
He does. And him and Goff have a great connection. It was one game, and the defense for Green Bay was ridiculous. I mean, look, they made history with Gibbs. He had 10 catches for, I think, 31 yards total. That is the lowest amount of yardage on 10 receptions in the history of football. Okay? That's crazy. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's not normal. That's a mirage too. I don't think that Green Bay's defense is that elite. I mean, we might find that's the real question. Is that a mirage? Because if it's not, you better go.
I think, so 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because yes, they are a very good defense now, especially with the addition of Micah Parsons. But also, they were supremely jazzed up for that game.
Well, of course.
They were supremely jazzed up for that. I don't know that Detroit was as jazzed up as because they didn't all of a sudden get this unbelievable, game wrecker added to their roster a week before the game.
That's true. In fact, they lost all their people.
Right. So exactly. They were like, all right, we could work with, so a different vibe altogether. I think that, and they said it, what Jordan Love was saying it, the energy, everyone, like it just, and you know what it's like when you're in that moment, when you're jazzed up, you're not going to be that jazzed up week 4. You're not going to be that jazzed up week 9. Okay.
Hey, if he keeps getting sacks, they're going to keep being jazzed, and he will.
I know, but I'm just saying they were supremely jazzed up. Sometimes that creates a perfect week 1 mirage storm for one team to be incredibly better than they were, the other team to be incredibly worse. So for me, it's a 50-50. They are going to be a very, very good defense, but I don't know that they are as good as we saw them play yesterday.
Yeah, okay, because I don't know either. I'm very interested in looking at all of my rosters.
And we will review this next week because we'll find out more next week. If this happens again, then
I wish I had it in front of me. But I thought we were just doing a recap. But anyway, do you know who Green Bay plays next week? Alexa, who do the Packers play next week?
The Packers and the Browns will face off next
the Browns. Okay. So
that defense is going to look great.
It should. It should.
I mean, Joe Flacco stands still.
Yeah. So,
it
could be
and Micah Parsons.
It might be a great matchup for him. I don't know. There's a lot of good matchups out there for next week, though. And if you look at the rankings going into the projections for week 2, again, Green Bay, not that high. They're like, because the Texans are out there in our league of record. And they're rated, their projections higher. Who else? There's a couple of, it seems like anybody playing Las Vegas is going to have a pretty good projection. The Chargers are, I think, playing the Raiders and have a very high projection.
So here are the ones.
There's a lot of options. So, but I'm just saying, we'll
here
find
are
out
the
more.
Here are the ones. I mean, I know it's a little out of order, but now that since we're on this subject, here are the ones that I think we can look at for next week. I actually do have it. Green Bay. And no, they're playing Washington. Green Bay at Washington.
Right, they're playing Washington. That's right.
And then I've got Dallas. Why? They're playing the Giants.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson. Now you said it you called me up after the first half and said
put in Jackson Dart.
Put in Jackson Dart right now.
Yes.
And I think that at this point, you are far from alone. I think that there are more and more people asking for it. And I think that
And-
you're going to get it.
And
Yeah.
the defense cannot flourish until they put in Jackson Dart. That is the kind of emotional change that Micah brought to Green Bay. That's the kind, because everyone on that team, when Jackson Dart was in, they're like, he is their Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's built like him. He plays like him.
Yeah.
Rocket arm like him. And they all know it.
Yeah.
So and then when Russell couldn't do nothing, I think that defense got tired. They were going 3 and out over and over and over again. Neighbors became
That's what I was saying. It's hard to get jazzed up when you can never get off the field.
Yeah.
You need a chance.
And at the beginning, they were getting sacks, they were controlling them, they were doing everything I thought they would do, and then it's slowly.
So you know what? Even though we don't have Parsons, Dallas is a great pickup.
Yeah.
This week to play against the Giants.
And they're projected higher than Green Bay this week.
I'll take the 49ers defense with Saleh back there now. It's it's out there. And
they are out there. They're another one.
And they're playing New Orleans.
Rich with some really good squads with really good opponents coming up.
I'll even take the Rams defense now because they're about to play Cam Ward and the Titans. Let's go against the rookies. I want to go against.
And he's never seen anything like Jared Verse.
Oh God, who has? I mean, very few of these college kids have. I know that.
So it's going to be a long day for. That's what I'm saying. So the wire is going to be rich for points this week.
For defense, it's such a great streamable.
Yeah.
You just
very streamable week
finals.
This week.
That's when you get to the finals, then you want to have like all the defenses lined up. But yeah, so those are the ones that are out there now that you can get. That I don't know if Green Bay was a mirage or not. But I do know that they are playing Washington, and that is a bit of a harder opponent.
That's a much harder because they're playing hot.
They looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Although Terry McLaurin a mirage.
What did he score? I don't even remember.
1.3.
Yeah.
And he caught one pass.
I mean, the guy missed all of preseason. I would say that is a mirage.
Oh God, I hope you're right.
Boy, but I tell you what I like. Krosky.
Oh yeah, no mirage there.
No mirage there. This guy's the truth, and it's only going to go up from here.
RB1. He'll be the RB1.
Here's one. Oh, man. I don't think anyone saw this coming. And that was Travis Etienne.
What? 100? That's the mirage. That's the mirage.
I mean, yes, for sure the performance is the mirage, but him being the RB1 still, everyone was expecting Tank Bigsby to be the man. They were doing all preseason was staged around showcasing Tank Bigsby, and then they do great. Hey, Travis, get back in here. I mean, I was in shock.
So was I. And not only that, he was the main guy, but that he looked really good. They threw him a bunch of passes. He caught a few passes, and I mean, he did it all.
17 points, 16 carries, 3 receptions. That's volume. That's quality. And you got to wonder, can he still remain productive with it? And I'm going to say, no, it's a mirage. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, he did okay his rookie year. He did okay. And then ever since then, he'll have 1 or 2 games where he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns, which is nuts. You're like, whoa, Travis Etienne again, 2 touchdowns. But then he disappears and he really falls off. I think he's a 1 or 2 week wonder, and then he's gone. Again.
All right, let's just bounce through a couple more. Just hit me with what you think. We'll just go window or mirage. So here we go really quickly. Javonte Williams, 19.4, 15 carries, 2 tutties. Mirage or window?
You know what? I hate to say, but I think it's more of a window than a mirage.
I think so too. For as long as he can keep doing it, I also think it's a window. Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed shows back up after doing no preseason, 3 of 5 receptions, 1 touchdown, 12 points. Window mirage.
He's a Marindo because 50 feet. He's a Marindo because
I love that.
When he's out there, when he's out there, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
but he's almost never there, and that's the problem. So when he's out there, I'm happy. I mean, he's a talented guy. He's super fast and all this. But, he's not out there very often.
I'm going to go full window only because it was only 3 of 5. And I think that's exactly what he's going to see on the weekly is about 5 targets. and 3 receptions. It's just a matter of whether or not one of them becomes a touchdown. So it's not going to be reliable in terms of major points, which is the way it was all of last season too. So I think this is a window into how the season is going to be. You're going to have, 2 of 4 for Dobbs, 3 of 5 for Reed. Eventually Golden will start getting a couple in there too. Like, I think it's a window into how they're going to continue to operate the way they have, which is it could be anybody's day.
It's like when Breeze was playing, it was like you never knew who was going to be. He had 3 guys and he would throw it to all of them.
Could be anybody's game and they could be amazing. What about Cedric Tillman? 5 of 8, 1 touchdown, 13 points. Jerry Jeudy, 9 points, 5 of 8.
Well, I think Tillman is a window.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he was already showing signs of being pretty talented and pretty, like you could count on him, reliable guy. Jerry Jeudy, I think that's more of a mirage.
Yeah, that should go up, right?
I agree. I think that he's going to have a lot more opportunities.
Yeah,
when they're
agree.
not under duress.
I 1,000% agree with that. That's a mirage. I think Jerry Jeudy will.
Now, but in the same game, Njoku, 3 catches.
So I think it's a window, and I'll tell you why. Because to me, this is always who he's been. Some games,
but not with Flacco.
No, but some games he has 3 catches. Some games he has 8 catches. I mean, this is the way it goes with him. He is incredibly hot and cold, always has been, and then he gets injured and he disappears anyway.
Well, but the worry is, and here's who you're looking at on the tight end waiver wire, is Harold Fannin Jr. That guy got 9. He's another tight end, but he threw 9 targets to that guy. He had over 100 yards, I think, or right up to it.
Yeah.
But Joe had this connection already with Njoku. They went to the playoffs together. I don't understand.
I think that makes even more of a mirage. I don't know. With him, it's always kind of hit and miss. The Fannin thing, I think that's a mirage.
Yeah.
I mean, he took advantage of the fact of being a rookie and nobody saw him coming. The rest of these weeks, he takes the field. They're going to be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go with you.
I'll keep an eye on Fannin.
I'm going to keep an eye on you now. No. We saw the 9 targets. We saw the tape. Then we'll see. So for me, Fannin, mirage.
Okay.
All right. Bo Nix and 9 points, 25 of 40.
Wow. Well,
is the Tennessee defense that good?
No, they're not. I mean, they're fine, but no, they're not that good. They're middle. They're right in the middle.
Are we seeing a lot of sophomore slump here?
We've said this from the beginning. I think that people went way too crazy overboard with this Bo Nix love. I think people have already made him the next, Elway or whatever. And but he can run, and I don't know if he won't continue to get 9 points, a game. He'll still run. He'll start running more, and that'll bring up his points for sure. But is it a mirage as far as his talent? Because some of those throws were bad, like way off target. And he threw how many interceptions? Like
2.
Yeah, 2 interceptions, at least 2. And those weren't even close.
I think it was 2.
That wasn't bounce off your hand, it's a tip. They were just poorly thrown. And I don't know, he just didn't look comfortable. And
his sophomore slump was definitely in his back pocket. And then finally, the Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka split. Obviously it was Emeka's game. Mike just didn't have a good game. I mean, he just didn't have a good game. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 of 8, but the other 3 were highly catchable balls that just went right through his hands. So
it was weird. It was weird. It was off. That's why it's a mirage. We've seen him. He's going to get his 1,000 yards. They're going to make sure he gets his 1,000 yards. And, they're going to do it. So I think that part's a mirage. And he was still okay. I mean, he was okay.
Well, 7 points. That's not what you drafted him for. But he wasn't like, the toppest tier wide receiver in the draft anyway. But it's still, you're expecting 14 points.
And at least.
I agree with you. It's a mirage for Mike Evans, but I do believe it is a window for Emeka Egbuka.
Of course.
Not that he's going to get 2 touchdowns every single week, but 4 of 6, I think that's going to go up. That's going to go up to 6 of 8, and then I think things will even out points wise. game by
Before-
game. It's going to
before
be 2
he-
to Mike, 1-1. You know,
Yep.
Baker, he loves to sling it. That's what I love about Baker. You can count on him to throw
He's
that
amazing.
ball.
Gunslinger. The only thing I worry about with Ibuka, and I love him, he was my favorite, like, of all the wide receiver rookies, he was my favorite. I targeted him in every league. Dave got him. I didn't. He used him against me, and it destroyed me. It sucks. But I worry about when Chris Godwin comes back, and I think it won't be that long, you know?
Don't worry about that.
I'm a little worried.
He's gone at least 3 more weeks, number one. And number two, he's not going to come back in game shape, ready to go full steam the whole game. Like, it's not going to happen. He's going to come back and he'll need to work his way back in. And by that time, Amika will be fully ingrained, and they'll just take it nice and easy when they get to 3rd down, 3 wide receiver set. All right, Chris, get back in there. But I don't think he's going to take over wide receiver 2 when he comes back, at least not immediately.
Instantly, right.
Not at all. He'll have to actually win. If we're right about this being the window, Greg Buka, he's going to have to win that job back, and I think it's going to be real hard for him to do it coming off that injury.
Well, I mean, I want to see Chris come back and be productive and good, but I want to see Ibuka be better.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to see much out of Chris this season. I really don't.
So I just want to, the only other thing we got to say is we got to just talk about what Derrick Henry did, the 168 yards and a little bit of like that. He did this incredible stuff, and he had like 100 or something in it before halftime. He had like 120 something.
He had over 100 yards at halftime.
Yeah, at halftime, and a touchdown already at or maybe was it both of the touchdowns before? Anyway, whatever. Had one of the most amazing games I've ever seen. And is solely responsible for them losing one of the best games I ever saw.
Well, here's what okay. Yeah, he fumbled. Okay. But also when the game was on the line and they just needed that 1st down, guess where he was?
On the bench. So
and they're throwing it again, which stopped the clock, which gave them the time. And again, this is exactly what happened last time. Derrick Henry, the greatest weapon in all of football, is on the sidelines, and his eyes are telling the story to anyone that will listen around him. And he is a reserved man. He is not a big persona player.
Not a squeaky wheel.
Not a Deion Sanders type.
No.
Okay? He's reserved. He's workmanlike. He gets out there and he does the job. And his eyes just look around like, what the fuck am I doing over here? This is what happened last time. I know I fumbled. Give me a chance to get it back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is if you know how angry he runs just normally, imagine having blown that. It's such an important play after having the game of his life. If you and say, hey,
and all they had to do was get that 1st down.
It was your fault, and you need to go make up for it.
Go make up for it. You're the greatest running back of your generation. Go make up for it.
Yeah.
And he is.
So you're having a great game, but we're going to lose because of you. So go fix it.
And that's exactly what happened last time. And the look on his eyes was like, it was history repeating itself. He's like, I can't believe this is happening again. I cannot believe this is happening again. I'm on the sidelines when I should be in the game. Why are you throwing the ball when we're 2 yards away from winning everything? And I'm the biggest, baddest motherfucker that has ever carried a football.
Yeah, it's 100% true. It's like throwing on the one when you have Marshawn Lynch. It makes no sense.
Makes no
You think you're
sense.
Cute. You think you're clever.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, they know that it's coming, but guess what?
Derrick,
you haven't been able to stop it all day.
You can't. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So Harbaugh has an issue with big leads. He cannot hold on to them in Baltimore. Which one is he? John? Right? John, yeah. So he's got an issue. He plays conservatively, and then he gets in like prevent mode, and he just tries not to lose instead of continuing to play to win.
Yeah.
And it happens over and over again. And you're like, why does this always happen to them? Well, because of exactly what you're talking about. Making dumb decisions like that. Everything is going great. At halftime, you're like,
Henry's
killing it. We got to make a change. You know,
Also,
why?
if Henry's in there, that doesn't mean you give him the ball, you fake it to him, and they have to follow him. And what then Lamar goes right around the other side. They have two running backs at all times, and instead, I'm going to throw it.
Yeah. If I were that coach, I would say, okay, RPO every play.
That's
it.
Exactly.
Figure it out.
And what's funny
Pick one,
is
you know,
one of the
pick one.
guys in our league said, he's like, I don't know how they ever lose. And that's what I had said last year. I was like, guys, we might be looking at the first undefeated season.
Yeah.
Since because how can you beat that RPO? You can't do it.
Nope.
And yet somehow they get away from it no matter how spectacularly it's working.
It's amazing. And Lamar is really good at selling it.
Dude.
He's a good actor.
Yes.
He's out there with that.
You chase him, you chase them both. Someone's open downfield. It is
Zay Flowers.
Literally have the cheat code.
Yeah.
To win every game. And somehow just talk themselves out of it.
Yeah. We need Justice Hill.
I know a little something about that. So
talking yourself out of it.
All right, quickly, waiver wires. Who you got?
All right, running quarterbacks. We got Rodgers, Fields, Love, and Jones.
Nice. I like Jake Tonges. A lot of potential there, and Kittle, that hammy, this could be a problem. You better go get this Jake Tonges kid if you have him, even if you have another backup tight end. I mean, the kid caught a touchdown right out the gate. I mean, there could be real potential there. So go grab Jake Tonges. Obviously, Quentin Johnson, everyone's going to try and get, but I'm telling, don't waste all your fob on him because that may be a mirage. And finally, Isaac Tesla. He's out there on most waiver wires and redraft leagues. He's going to be a popular pick, but he may well be worth the money.
For sure. For sure. And you want to spend that money sooner in the season than later, because sooner in the season, you've got more of a chance of hitting on it, like for real. Like spend your fab. If you really believe in a guy,
no, I believe in saving fab for the end of the season. That's when it really matters the most. You gotta have a strong amount available. And people get a little crazy at the beginning. Showing some restraint with your fab and realizing I can win without having this guy at that price. It's that's the one real management part of the
strategy, perhaps. But look, with these waiver wire picks, I'm gonna give you. I want you to put them in order. Like, who would you spend how would you prioritize them, right? So on the quarterbacks, Rodgers, Fields, Love, Jones.
Fields.
And then Love.
Yeah. Then Rodgers, then Jones. I don't trust Jones at all.
And for tight ends, I got Juwan Johnson, Harold Fannin Jr., Dalton Kincaid, and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, boy. I mean, Kincaid probably first, then
gotta say it.
Fannin.
Oh, stop it. Kyle Pitts had how many?
4 is Kyle Pitts. Talk about a mirage. No, I don't trust it. I still don't trust it. And he's drafted in most leagues.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think most people are sick and tired of it.
No, but somebody grabbed him. He is on most. He is highly raw. In fact, let's look up his roster. Let's just look up his roster percentage. We got to wrap this up because the game just starts soon.
All right, I'm going to give you, while you're looking it up.
Go ahead.
Here are the running backs. Dylan Sampson. Eckler. Javonte Williams, Trey Benson, and Quinshon Judkins. Those are people that you can get this week. Who do you prioritize?
Number 1, Quinshon Judkins.
I agree.
Yeah. And then number 2, Javonte Williams.
I agree again. Yep.
And then maybe
Eckler,
then
Sampson?
Eckler and Sampson. Then Sampson, because Sampson's going to diminish dramatically when Judkins comes in.
And Trey Benson, you're still like, I'll wait for Connor to.
Yeah, because it seems like it's still Connor's game right now. So, although, I mean, if he's available and you get him as a handcuff, but as an independent piece, I'm not sold on him just yet.
All right. Now, these are going to be hard. Okay.
By the way, really quickly, Pitts, to my surprise, 65% roster.
Okay. So it's more than half.
Yeah, so he might be
35%.
But again, there's a reason.
35% of leagues.
There's a reason he's gone from 99 to
88. I get it.
To 65.
He's out there. I'm just saying you might
want to. Right. And it might be a thing.
Look, if you have Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce, you might want to go get Kyle Pitts.
Listen, if he's out there, go get him over Kyle Pitts. Brendan Strange, a guy I talked about. I said he was a must start for me, and 10 points.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, and
For
let's see what
tight ends.
Yeah, I've been talking about him all season, all summer.
Wide receivers, these are going to be really hard because there's great names out there. Keon Coleman, Hollywood Brown, Jaden Reed, Cedric Tillman, and Calvin Austin III.
Wow, people are talking about Calvin Austin. How he's going to really be a part of this.
You saw what you saw.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say I didn't see.
Give me the names again.
Keon Coleman, Hollywood Brown.
Still Keon Coleman will be number one.
Hollywood Brown, Jaden Reed,
okay,
Cedric Tillman, and then Calvin Austin III.
I think Calvin Austin III would be number two for me, followed by Tillman, and then the other guys and whatever.
What if Worthy is going to miss maybe 1 or 2 weeks?
Well, guess what? In a week, so will Hollywood Brown. So
well done. That was good.
Wouldn't sweat that too much.
All right, that's pretty good.
The gambles are going to be who's going to replace him. Is it going to be Tyquan Thornton? Is it going to be Juju Smith-Schuster? Who's it going to be? I think they added somebody else.
I think it will be Thornton.
I think so too. I think it'll be Thornton and Juju Smith will be the guys that just kind of carry the water until Rashee Rice comes back in 5 more weeks.
Yes.
Or in 6 weeks from now.
All right, buddy. Let's end it so we can go watch JJ McCarthy. All right, buds.
Great. Listen, hey, fantasy football. Harsh reality.